Ahoy folks, and welcome back to Broadside Game with me, Zugs. So we're carrying on with our 2026 updated guides, and today we are taking a look at the Ogryn again. So we are doing a range build, which we don't usually do on the channel, because I quite like the melee Ogryn, but it's been far too long. So let's jump in and see what we're using. So for our melee weapon, we're using the Bully Club. This is the Mark 3B, but you can use whatever the hell one you want. Just depends on what attack pattern you prefer. Give them all a try, see what you think. For the modifiers, we are going with damage, mobility, finesse, and penetration, lol, and the dump is defense. For the perks, we're going with flak and carapace. It's going to give us a nice spread of damage across the most prevalent armor types and help us deal with those nasty crushers and maulers. Blessings-wise, we're going with Skull Crusher and Thunderous. Skull Crusher gives us 4 stacks of plus 10 damage if they're already staggered, which they mostly are. And Thunderous, hitting an enemy gives them 4 stacks of 2.5% brittleness, which lasts for 5 seconds and can stack up to 16 times. I've said it before, but brittleness is basically rending that you apply to the target. So you are getting rid of their armor and doing more damage to them. But if you don't want to use those, you can switch out Thunderous for Confident Strikes, which is just going to let you farm back toughness. So that is a different option for you. And for our main weapon, the ranged, which is the twin-linked heavy stubber, I'm using the Achilles, which is the Mark 7. You can use whichever one you want, but I find the Achilles works best for this. Now, for the modifiers, we're going for damage, collateral, stability, and range, but you can change that and dump out stability for ammo. It's completely up to you. I prefer having a little bit more stability, but it's not a game breaker if you want to change it. Perk-wise, we're going for crit and damage against flak, and for blessings, we're going with overwhelming fire and charmed reload. Overwhelming fire gives us plus 10% strength for every 4 single target hits, lasting 2 seconds, stacking 5 times, and charmed reload, 5 bullets loaded from reserve on critical hit. Just means you're not going to have to reload as often, but you will spunk your ammo pretty quickly. Now, for the curios, we've got 2 toughness and 1 max health. They are pretty much all the same, but if you want to get rid of the stamina regen, you can just switch that over to damage resist to gunners and possibly 1 damage resist to snipers. I just like having stamina on my curios, but if you don't, just switch it over to damage resist gunners or snipers. You can, if you really want to, use 3 toughness curios as well. I find the max health just gives you a nice little bit of a cushion because there is bleed through on damage. Like toughness doesn't stop 100% of damage that goes through, and the max health is just going to help cushion that a little bit more. But as I said, you can change these if you really, really want to. This is not set in stone. So before we jump into the talents, this build is quite funny. You literally just hit F to win and hose down everything in front of you. But do beware, you are going to go through ammo like an absolute maniac. Not quite as powerful as it used to be because they have toned down the F ability. You used to be able to basically chew through armor with this thing, but it is only really carapace that's affecting the damage. As you can see on more or less unarmored, you don't care at all. You just kind of keep going. And don't forget, your F ability does reload your weapon for you, so try not to reload before you do it, because you're just kind of wasting time then. I don't think I've actually had to reload yet. So every crit is just funneling more ammo into the gun, so it kind of just allows you to go crazy and just keep firing. But yeah, like I said, you are going to like go through your ammo very, very quickly. Just the downside to the build. If you're playing with a veteran, kind of smooths it out a little bit, but you are going to be very ammo hungry. Anyway, jump into the build. First off, we're going for steady grip, 12.5% toughness regeneration while bracing your ranged weapon, which is basically all the time. And if you didn't know, bracing is just going to be what you do when you hold down the right mouse button. There you go, that's bracing. You probably already know, but you know, some people might be new. Next up, we've got Heavyweight, plus 30% damage against Bulwarks, Crushers, Plague Ogryns, and Reapers, and also receive plus 30% damage reduction against the same. Next up, we've got Smash 'em, replenish 5% toughness after hitting a single enemy with a melee attack. Increase to 15% toughness if it's a heavy attack. You will have to go in melee with this. You're an Ogryn. Even if you're going full ranged, you are still a melee hybrid character. Next up, we've got a toughness boost, and now down into Frag Bomb. Like I always say of these, you can pick whatever the hell you want. If you want to, you can go for Bombs Away or Big Friendly Rock. Although I would suggest Big Friendly Rock not as good in this build because you do have quite a decent ranged weapon. So really, it's between these two. I just prefer the Frag Bomb. It's just very good as an oh crap button. If you need to clear a wave, the Frag Bomb is there for you. Next up, we've got Payback Time, 15% damage for 5 seconds after a successful dodge or being hit by an attack. Can't Hit Me, plus 20% damage resistance versus ranged for 2.5 seconds after getting hit by a ranged attack with a 4-second cooldown. Into a toughness boost, and then we've got our F ability, which is Point Blank Barrage. Swap to and reload your ranged weapon. You have 25% rate of fire, 65% reload speed, and 50% reduced brace movement speed penalties, and gain 15% close range damage for the next 10 seconds on an 80-second cooldown. That is quite painful. Then we've got Bullet Bravado. While Point Blank Barrage is active, replenish 2.5% toughness for every shot fired and 15% toughness on each reload. And of course, last but not least, we have Light Them Up. Now, this is the one that got slightly nerfed, so we're not quite as effective at killing Crushers as we used to be. Ranged attacks apply 4 stacks of burn, while Point Blank Barrage is active. Max stack is 16. And then we're going down into a reload boost, and then we're grabbing Ammo Stash for more ammo, down into Concentrate, 60% sway reduction and 20% spread reduction and 15% recoil reduction while bracing your ranged weapon, but lose 0.5 stamina per second. And this is also why I have quite a lot of stamina regen on the Curios. And then we've got Big Boom, increases explosion radius by 27.5%. That is a very specific number, but it does help out with the Frag Bomb quite a lot. Coward Culling, 20% damage against suppressed enemies for you and your allies' incoherency, plus 25% suppression dealt. Down into range damage boost, I'm going to jump over here to the left. 2 Stubborn to Die, 100% toughness replenishment while below 50% health. A melee damage boost into a toughness boost, and then we're grabbing Bruiser. 100% ability cooldown regeneration for 3 seconds after you and your ally incoherency kill an elite enemy. This is going to also make Point Blank Barrage not quite as painful at that 80 seconds. Now into our Keystone tree, we've got range damage boost, and then we're taking Unstoppable Momentum. Plus 20% movement speed for 3 seconds on a ranged kill. Mobile Emplacement, you take 25% reduced damage while bracing your ranged weapon. Massacre, killing an elite enemy grants 2% critical chance for 12 seconds, stacking 8 times. That's quite a lot of crit. Down into Lucky Streak, plus 75% critical damage. This is also while we're taking lots of crit on the gear. Into Burst Limit Override, 15% chance of triggering Lucky Bullet and not consuming ammo and making a ranged attack. In addition, gain 2% range damage on range kill, max stack 10, lasting 10 seconds. And then into Good Shooting. The shot that triggers Lucky Bullet is a guaranteed critical hit if it hits. Maximum firepower, 100% ability cooldown reduction for 4 seconds when Lucky Bullet triggers. And last but not least, Heat of Battle. Burst Limit Override also grants 1.5% fire rate per stack. So you are basically a bullet hose. And I kind of really enjoy this kind of gameplay on the Ogryn. I'm terrible at it, as I'm far too used to playing the Ogryn as a melee, but it is just good, clean fun. But like I said, do be aware though, you are going to chew through your ammo and everyone else's. So some teams are not going to be super happy with you. But still, it's a hilarious build, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please do like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, it really does help us out, and I shall see you all for the next video. So until then, take it easy, and I shall see you later.